The world is low key waiting for Russia to nuke America to take the world out of its misery. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Peace, love, and salutations to the Bayafta Wadar, the house of David. I'm the brothers I out of GMS Boston. Once again, here on my channel, Lord willing, through the Spirit. This is edifying. So, this is one of my favorite scriptures. Revelation, the 18th chapter. In the 20th verse, rejoice over her, thou heaven, ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. The East Indians, the Elamites, the Moabites, so-called Chinese, the Ammonites, the so-called Japanese, people in Pakistan, people in Iraq, people in Iran, the Koreans, which are also Moabites, North Korea in particular, Venezuela, Cuba, Argentina, Libya, Somalia, South Africa, just to name a few. They're all waiting for America to be taken out, alright? To be completely destroyed. And you can read about this in the book of Habakkuk. It's the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his? How long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? Thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the cities, and all them that dwell therein. That parable is death to America, alright? Death to the West, alright? Isaiah chapter 14. Verse 3, and it shall come to pass that in that day, saith the Lord, and that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrows, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. And thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. Right now it's Joe Biden's the king of Babylon. And say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. And who is the oppressor? It's Esau Edom. A so-called white man is oppressing the whole entire world, man. Alright? So how is he going to stop? He's going to stop by fire. He's going to stop by war. He's going to stop by this third world war that's going to come. That's the only that's the only reason why he's going to stop doing what he's doing. Other than that, he'll just keep going. Alright? Verse 5, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. This is a future prophecy that we're waiting for. Alright, when the prophet Isaiah is saying what he's saying, he's speaking in past tense. So this is what has happened. Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and it is quiet. They break forth into singing. And once Esau is taken down, the whole earth will be quiet, man. Meaning, all this rhetoric, all these philosophies, all these wars, all this colonialism, taking over lands, bombing people, so-called democracy, capitalism, greed. All this is gonna stop, and the whole world will be at rest, man. All right. And when this happened, he'll break forth into singing. Verse 8, yeah, the fair trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou laid down, no fella has come up against us. And when you look up a lumberjack, all right, just look up a lumberjack. You're gonna see maybe a ginger plaid shirt, big ass Edomite with a axe in his hand. All right, so that's what a feller is. Somebody that cuts down trees. Now, you have trees that are specifically made to be cut down because you get your wood from your trees. You know, your 2x4s, your timber to build certain things like houses is one of them. So there are trees you can cut down, but there are trees that you can't cut down. You shouldn't cut down. It's not beneficial for you to cut down. You have rainforests that serve a purpose. You have animals that live in their natural habitat. Esau is relentless in his cutting down of trees. He'll cut down a rainforest to put condominiums up. All right? And the earth is a living organism. The trees are a living organism. It needs water. It needs sun. It gives off oxygen. All right? The same oxygen we breathe. So the ecosystem works in tandem with how we live. Bees play a major role in the ecosystem in pollinizing a great percentage of the fruits and the vegetables, the collard greens we eat. All right, but Esau is destroying all these things. All right, he's destroying the earth. All right, so therefore he needs to be destroyed. That thou.
How prepared is the US for Russia's Satan II, which is said to be capable of destroying an entire country?
According to Dialnet, the verse in question states that, ye nations raged, but your wrath came, and the time for the dead to be judged, and for rewarding your servants,
Revelation,
the prophets and saints, and those who fear your name, both small and
Revelation,
great, and for destroying the destroyers of the earth.
Chapter 11, verse 18. Slock it, bear with me. It says, the nations were angry, and the wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged. And thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to thy saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And who is the them that destroy the earth? He's talking about the wicked, in particular Esau, Edom. All right, these so-called white people, these Europeans, the world is waiting for you devils to go down. You are completely destroying the earth, man. You are putting people against each other. You're causing civil wars. You're funding both sides of the wars. You're putting people up to fight. Right? You're digging for oil. You're hindering the usage of solar energy, solar power. All right, this technology is out there, you know. Cars that run off of gas that let off poison into the air in factories, they're unnecessary. They're not needed. But because of your greed for oil, all right, a so-called black man invented a car that runs off of water, but it's not beneficial to you. It's not beneficial to you to have houses with solar panels because you want to charge people for energy. All right, water is free, but you charge people for it. All right, this is the the downfall of having you people in power. With the book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us, to consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. And this is what you've done to the world. You've turned people's land and inheritance. You know, you took over people's lands. You took over their inheritance. You made people aliens in their own household. So-called Mexicans who are indigenous to this land, you made them feel like illegal aliens in their own house. Native Americans, you made them feel like visitors, second class citizens on the land that they're indigenous to. And it's not just America, it's not just Israelites, it's all across the board. You go to Australia, the Aborigines, they've dwelt in that land for years, thousands of years, all right, and you totally wiped them out, segregated them to places um, unbearable to live, all right. South Africa, you went to South Africa with apartheid and you made them second class citizens on the land that they're from. And I could go on and on and on and on, all right, on what you've done. All right, verse 5, our necks are under persecution. We labor and we have no rest. Especially the so-called Judite, so-called black man here in America. Necks are constantly underneath persecution. All right, and we labor and we have no rest. The 5-day work week, the 40 hours a week. All right. The 2 days you get off. One day is supposed to be for the Heavenly Father to worship. Another day you have off is not really a day off because you're forced to do errands and, do things that spend time for yourself. This is no way of living. All right. We have been given to the hands of the Egyptians and to the Syrians to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. Right? Servants have ruled over us. There is none that deliver us out of their hand. We gate our bread and the pearls of our lives because the sword of the wilderness. Let me go back because I skipped that verse actually. It says, we are orphans and fatherless. This is verse 3. Our mothers are as widows, deadbeat dads. You've implemented a system in which you incentivize women to be single parents and actually, threatened not to give them assistance concerning their housing, concerning welfare cash, all right, food stamps, if a man was involved. So you produce a system in which, babies being born out of wedlock, so-called, if you may let me condescend. We know what marriage is. Marriage is sex, people joining together. But you incentivize a system, all right, that rewards families being broken up. So it says, as widows, let's see, go back. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. As widows is because not really widows. Dads are alive, but they're called what? Deadbeat dads. All right. We have drunken our water for money. Our water is sold unto us. You drink water. The world is made up of 90% water, but you have to pay. There are natural springs all around the world. You should be able to dig a well on your land and have free water. All right. These are things that normal people can agree on. There's certain things that normal people should be able to agree on. All right. But because you're in power and we're powerless to these things, there's nothing we can do. All right, and the world is low key, patiently waiting. All right, for you to be taken out of power. All right, for you to be taken out of power. Let's go back to the book of Revelation. All right, 18 and 20. And it reads, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and you holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found of no more at all. And what is that great city? Or who is that great city? What is it? It's America. All right, and it's like my page, like a great millstone. This is what this is referring to. All right. All right, this is what this is referring to, the great millstone. All right. The work that has to be put in by way of this word. All right, which is ultimately going to lead to the destruction of this place. Let's go up real quick, right? Revelation 18 and 1. After these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was enlightened with his glory. All right. After what things did he saw? This is what he saw. Revelation chapter 17. All right. Verse 17. Verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou shalt upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Who is the whore? The whore represents America. All right. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right. These nations that are pretending to be aligned and allies with America is gonna turn their back on this place. All right, and burn her with fire. What fire? That thermonuclear fire. All right, that thermonuclear fire. Let me see. Just we wait for this place to fucking burn, man. Um. Let's go to. Let's go to. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stumbled, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall leave neither root nor branch. And that day is coming. We're itching closer and closer, all right, to this thermonuclear war, all right, between Russia and her allies, in which America will be burnt up. And this is not a it's not a game. All right, it's biblical prophecy. Biblical prophecy. Let's get the gospel. Actually, let's go to 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but they all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that therein shall be burnt up. So, what is Geno Jenkins, and what his name is, like if I butchered that, Creflo, where do these guys mention these scriptures in the Bible? Where do they talk about the kingdoms being destroyed? What do they talk about? How do they break these scriptures down? What are they waiting for? What's the faith and the patience of the saints? Why don't they discuss these things? Because the Spirit of the Lord is not upon them. They're teaching lies and deceit. They want to give good things and teach the smooth things. But we're not concerned about people's feelings. We're concerned about the prophecy of the Heavenly Father. Right? So it says the elements shall melt. It says 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. The elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of our God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So we're looking for and we're hastening into this destruction. This is what we're looking for, and this is what we're hastening. We're hastening the destruction of America, man. Why? Because America is the bully of the whole goddamn earth, man. America is the problem. Every war, all right, from the First World War, the Second World War, the Third World War, the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, Vietnam, Korea, Iraq, Iran, all right, Libya, all right, Somalia. The whole world has suffered underneath this oppression government, all right? The British Empire, all right? The Portuguese conquest, the Spaniard conquest. The whole world has suffered underneath these goddamn Edomites, man. And they have to be removed from power. They have to be removed from power. All right? And they will be. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is setting these people up, all right, for them to totally annihilate themselves. All right? And then he's going to send his only begotten son to this earth to finish the job. Okay? To take these people out of their misery. These people are evil beyond measure. Evil beyond measure. Everything that's going to happen to this place is going to be well-deserved. All right? Well-deserved. Human trafficking, organ harvesting, all right, pedophilia rings, all ran by the elites. All right, blood drinking, okay, breaking up the families, all right, medicines that aren't medicines, that are actually poison, all right, the destruction of the earth, the annihilation of animals underneath their rulership, animals going extinct, whales beaching themselves, fishing with hooks. That's a wicked thing. That's a wicked trait. All right. Okay. So it's a good thing to look forward to the destruction of this place, man. All right. And hasten the destruction of this place. Understanding that America is going to go out the way she came in, with violence. All right. Just wanted to get that off my chest and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, double honors to the elders and the apostles. Peace, love, and salutations to the After I tell you brothers just to keep pushing, keep hastening in the day, keep praying, all right, keep prophesying. All right, the Lord is going to make do on his promise. Believe that. All right, it's happening. Shalom.